Hello. Well, that's not a very good angle, is it? Let me try again. Hello, that's a bit better. My hair is out of control. Welcome to the bedroom. So, I am currently in between jobs. I've just finished my last job. My new job starts in a few weeks' time. I have this valuable gap of time for me to do whatever I want with, which never happens ever in life, I don't think, unless you book annual leave. So I'm trying to make the most of it. It is 10 to 9 on Wednesday the 6th of April. Over these few weeks I was gonna do a short books reading vlog. I have a whole, let me reach for them, a whole stack of short books, and I was going to do a reading vlog and read them over the few weeks, but I've decided, last night I decided I want to do it tomorrow. I want to do it all tomorrow. So I'm going to do my own little mini readathon today, see how many of those books I can get through and just have a good time with it. I'm taking it very chill, so my first port of call is to play Animal Crossing and finish off an audiobook. I've got only about an hour and a half left and it's a short book. It is called Ghost by Jason Reynolds, which is the first book in, I'm not sure what the series is called, but they're all short middle grades. I'll put the cover here, about running, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going to finish that, play Animal Crossing. Let's go. Okay, hello. So it's been about, I don't know, an hour and a half. I've been playing Animal Crossing. What a great morning. And I finished my first book, which is Ghost by Jason Reynolds, which I really enjoyed. I'm definitely going to be carrying on with the series because they're just such short audiobooks as well, because they're for middle grade. I really liked how much we got to know the characters within 3 hours. That's like crazy. I really like felt for Castle, and just wanted the best for him in so many situations. And I think the characterization of him as a kid was like really well done, and you're kind of like rooting for him in all aspects and kind of can see all of the decisions he was making, even if they were mistakes. Castle is a black kid from a family who has had quite a traumatic event happen. Because of that, he started running and he's joined this running team, and I loved the character of Coach and I loved Castle, and I think the dynamic was really lovely. It's such a lovely message to put to kids, like no matter your background, to try your hardest, and that if you have a goal and you know what you want and you discover something that you really want, to just go for it. So I really liked that book. On to another book. I'm gonna get changed and then I will let you know what I'm reading next. Okay, hi. So it's time to start another book. I've got 5 books here that are very short. I will run you through them quickly and then I'll pick which one to go with. So this is Empress and Aniya by Candice-Carty-Williams, who wrote Queenie. This is like a YA novella. Then we have The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This is a pandemic novella. Oyinkan Braithwaite wrote My Sister, the Serial Killer. Then we have Permafrost by Eva Baltasar. This is translated from the Catalan by Julia Sanchez. I believe it's from the Catalan. Yes, it is. All I know about this is that it follows like a witty lesbian narrator, and I was like, yes, please. Then we have Open Water by Caleb Azumah Nelson. heard many wonderful things. My friend Amy really recommended this book, but she actually wasn't sure if the writing style would entirely suit me, so I guess we'll have to see. And then we have Finna by Nino Cipri. This is a non-binary novella set in a fake IKEA in which an elderly woman has disappeared through a portal. We've got some different reads. I'm not sure where I want to start. I feel like I need something that's going to completely grip me immediately. I feel like maybe because I know Candice-Carty-Williams writing, I feel like maybe I might start with Empress and Aniya because it's so tiny as well. It's like, I feel like it's going to be a really quick read. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to start with this one. It's so... Hello. I am 10 pages in, really enjoying it so far. What I'm finding challenging with reading, when I am filming reading too, is I can't stop myself going on my phone. I know this is a common problem, but it's just out of hand. Like, I really can't. I just like gravitate towards it, get distracted, and then suddenly I'm on my phone and I'm like, I was reading and I was enjoying that. Why am I now on my phone? I might not film so many in between clips and just film my thoughts after. I'm going to put my phone down now and finish this book. Okay, bye. I have finished this book, Empress and Aniya by Candice-Carty-Williams. So this came in at 134 pages, 134 small pages, and then there was an essay at the back from Candice-Carty-Williams too. I really enjoyed this. I think probably a 4 stars for me. So we follow Empress and Aniya. At the start of the book, Empress has just started in this private girls' school. And we follow her as she is like buddied up with Aniya. It's quickly apparent the like disparity in their backgrounds and in their lives. They're both black girls, but Aniya is from a really privileged position with a really wealthy family and a really supportive system. And Empress does not have that. She comes from a less privileged background with a more broken family dynamic. Alongside that, there is then a bit of a sci-fi twist where halfway through the novella they switch bodies for a day. So that was like, love that, random, but loved it. I think it worked well. It felt a bit random and a bit forced in there, but at the same time I did really like how it was able to show empathy from both the girls. Empress being in Aniya's body showed her how caring and kind Aniya was, and then on the flip side, Aniya being in Empress's body showed her a world outside of her own privileged background. I also really liked the mental health representation of kind of like the complicated, like feeling angry and upset and you don't know why as a teen. I think because it's a novella, there was some lacking bits of like complexity. Things moved a bit too quickly, and like the body swapping bit just kind of like randomly came up, and it was like, let's do a spell, and I was like, this is a bit, could have, if it was longer, could have been woven in a bit more. But for 134 pages, I feel like I've taken a lot from this book, and I would recommend it. So that is the first one. Just realised as well, this like goes with my current outfit. Look, I'm gonna pause for lunch and then keep going, but which one? I don't know. Hi, so I'm breaking up the day and I'm taking Finna by Nino Cipri to the coffee shop on a date with me. Yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't just gone and sat in a coffee shop and read for a really long time, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, let's go read Finna. Whoop whoop. We are a bit further on in the day now. It is actually 25 to 5, so that's the time. I have just finished Finna by Nino Cipri. Oh my god, this book, I absolutely loved it. I want to just say 5 stars because I loved it so much, which is a great feeling. What a good feeling. I think I said about the premise of this book already, but if I didn't, we follow Eva and Jules, who are ex-partners, very recent ex-partners. They both work at this fake IKEA store called Littenwald. One day, a wormhole opens up in the store. An elderly grandma gets lost in this wormhole, and Eva and Jules have to put their bitterness and resentment of the fact that their relationship is over aside and go and find this grandma. I absolutely loved it. I loved the commentary on capitalism. I loved the non-binary rep and the kind of the conversations about like constantly being misgendered and what that feels like. I don't know, it had like a very dry, witty sense of humour. It reminded me of Amphibian by Christina Neuwirth, which had similar dry, witty humour about capitalism. Not so much gender identity, but about capitalism. So if you enjoyed this, I would recommend that. And if you have read this, I would recommend this. And if you've read neither, read both. There was a few really funny quotes. Basically, this wormhole, so the wormhole's opened up and the manager is trying to get some volunteers to go and find the grandma that's gone through the wormhole. Someone says, "Are we getting overtime for this?" And they say, "Not unless you remain in the other worlds past 80 hours in a single pay period." Like, it's like, I don't know, it made it like that kind of dry humour about capitalism and the extent to which companies put you through for a job is like, it is very plot heavy, but I think the characters are really well fleshed out. Like Jules is a black trans non-binary main character, and then also Ava, they're kind of joint mixed main characters who is queer, and it really explored their relationship, what kind of broke down, and like the reasons why like their communication wasn't working. It packed a real punch in a total of 134 pages. 134 pages. Wasn't this one 134 pages? It is! How weird is that? That is so weird. That's really weird. Wow. Both of these books are 134 pages. I liked them both. I'm now going to take a break, do some yoga, might put some overlay clips of that, and then start one of these three. Okay, so I have just put a story up on my Instagram asking people to choose my next read between The Baby Is Mine and Permafrost, because I can't choose. I feel happy with either. That's up. I'm gonna go do yoga, then come back, and whichever wins, I will read. Okay, right, I'm back. It is, what time is it? 6:30. I did some yoga earlier, did some errands, went shopping. We're back. I'm about to cook dinner, so I'm not going to read right now. I think I'm going to switch my brain off with a show while I cook or something. I could listen to an audiobook, but honestly, this day has been interesting because it's kind of showed me that I actually do struggle to read for the whole day, like my brain does. So I'm going to take a break, have dinner, and then we're back on reading. So for this one, I said I asked Instagram to pick between these two books, Permafrost and The Baby Is Mine. And we're going to find out who won. I've just realised I'm filming on the wrong phone. We're going to switch to Ben's phone so I can film my phone to see the scores. Yes, let's go. Okay, here is my phone. We've probably just upped audio quality by a significant amount. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, that isn't helpful. Okay, I guess I'll give it a little bit longer. Okay, I'll come back in a minute and hope that that's not 50-50. Hello, I'm back. It is 7:20. I've had dinner. So let's see if Instagram has broken the tie. I posted like, please someone break this tie. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's Permafrost. 52% Permafrost, 48% The Baby Is Mine. Permafrost by Eva Baltasar, translated from the Catalan by Julia Sanchez, is my next read. Hello. Okay, so it is 9:20. I am 50 pages into Permafrost, so a little over a third of the way through. It's very different to what I'd usually read. It's very poetic and it's very stream of consciousness. We're just kind of following this narrator as she kind of just like experiences things. Very commenting on like bodies and sex and being a lesbian. Trigger warnings for suicide, talk of suicide and self-harm and explicit self-harm. I don't know, I'm not really sure how I feel about it at the moment. I'll keep you posted. I'm not regretting reading it, it's just very different to what I would usually read. So we shall see, we shall keep going. I'm about to have a bath. Hello. I finished it with 4 minutes to go until the end of the day. I am obviously now, if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna read the translators afterward tomorrow morning, and then I'll find out how I'm feeling about reading my other 2 books. I'll let you know tomorrow, which for you is right now. Hello. Okay, so it is Thursday. It is about 9:30. 10:15, it's something like that. I've just realised how much I blend with the current furniture. I have decided I am gonna finish off my readathon and read the rest of the books today because I don't have that many plans today. We are going down south this evening and I have therapy today, but those are both things that happen in the evening. So I have the rest of the day to kind of get myself ready to go down south for the weekend, which I'm really excited for, but read at the same time. So firstly, let me talk to you about Permafrost. So I was very tired last night when I finished this, and then this morning I read the translator's note, which I very much enjoyed. Would love every translated book to have a translated note. It was talking a lot about the feel and the heart of the book as opposed to translating directly, but yeah, really interesting. The overall book, I'm not too sure it was my vibe entirely. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3, like a 3.5 maybe. I could definitely see what it was doing. Very like introspective in terms of like the self and very like an honest reflection about sexuality. But yeah, it's a very honest reflection of just herself and who she is. And some things I think went a bit over my head, but then I have like bookmarked a few pages where I thought it was really poignantly or like really well said. And yeah, it's kind of like about this woman who moves from Barcelona to Scotland and then she moves to Belgium and then she kind of like moves back, and it's just kind of like following her trajectory really. I really enjoyed the exploration of sexuality in particular and about how she like knew from a young age that she was a lesbian. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really have that much more to say. Look at the reviews and gauge your vibe if this would be your kind of book. If you're into like lyrical poetry, Eva Baltasar is a poet. I think she's written like 10 poems before writing this, which is her first like debut novel. Actually, at the beginning of the translator's note, found this really interesting. It says, Permafrost started as a prompt in a therapy session. Write about your life, the author's therapist instructed, and Eva Baltasar obeyed. Fascinating. That's really, I think, a good insight into the vibe of this book. Don't regret reading it. Don't know how much I'm going to remember it in like 2 months' time. And now I'm reading The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite. I am 42 pages in and it's only like 100 pages. So I'm going to sit down, finish this now, and then let you know my thoughts. Let's go. Okay, I have literally just turned to the final page of The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Okay, let me give you a quick brief overview of what this is about. So it describes it on the back as a wickedly dark story about pandemics, parents and playboys. So yeah, this is set in the pandemic, in the first lockdown. Lagos has just been locked down and we follow this guy called Bambi. He's a bit of a playboy and he gets kicked out of his apartment that he's in with his girlfriend, so he has to go live with his aunt. And when he arrives at his aunt's house, it turns out his auntie is there with a baby and with another woman. both women are saying that the baby is theirs and he doesn't know who's telling the truth. This was really gripping. I really didn't know. I really couldn't tell whose baby it was. So it was quite a satisfying ending. And it was really fast paced. I mean, it's only 100 pages, but I was just turning those pages like, I got to know whose baby this is. Like, well, I don't understand what's going on. It was very atmospheric, like the kind of claustrophobic atmosphere of these three people and this crying baby all in this one bungalow in Lagos. I really liked it. I feel like it's not too deep. It's obviously quite a quick read. I bought it for £1. I'm really intrigued to see what she writes next because this was a really fun, quick read and I would really recommend it. So that is that one. On to my final book. I think I'm going to quickly go for a walk now, and then I will be reading, oh, it's in the other room. I'm going to be reading Open Water, which is my final book of my 5 that I had. I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe I've read this much. Okay. Well, I'm like windswept from the rain. Okay, so I'm back from my walk. I've decided I'm not going to read Open Water today. My brain is a little bit frazzled. I have loved reading the past few days, yesterday and today. It's been really, really fun. And I've got therapy later, so I don't want to be like, finish this book, then have therapy, then I'm driving, and it's just like a lot. So I haven't started Open Water, but I will soon, so definitely expect to see it in my next quarterly wrap up. This is the thing as well, I know that it has really beautiful language and it's not it's got beautiful writing and language and I don't want to rush through it, and like I think because of the beautiful kind of somber nature of the writing, it might be a slightly slower read for me because that isn't usually writing that I gravitate towards, although I am excited. So I don't want to rush it basically. So I'm not going to. And yeah, that concludes this reading vlog. Thank you so much for coming along on the journey with me. I feel like I did really well. So we ended up, what did I end up reading? Wait, let me go get the books. So I finished off Ghost, that was my audio book. Then I read Empress and Aniya by Candice-Carty-Williams. Oh, I wonder how many pages it was total. I'm going to put that on the screen at the end. Then I read Thinner by Nino, Cipri. Then Permafrost by Eva Baltasar. And then The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite. That is a good amount of reading I did in basically 24 hours. So I'm pretty proud of that. If you've read any of these, please let me know your thoughts. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, please leave me a little baby emoji or baby related emoji of your choice, just to let me know that you're here. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Apologies I didn't get to Open Water, but I will soon. And I will see you in a new video. Bye.